Welcome to our college briefing show. Today, we have some thrilling updates from the world of sports and beyond. First up, EA Sports has revealed the rankings for its much-anticipated College Football 25 game, and Ohio State has clinched the second spot, just behind the Georgia Bulldogs. This has fans buzzing as the game also features other top teams like Oregon, Alabama, and Clemson. Stay tuned for more on what this means for the Buckeyes this season. Next, we shift gears to track and field, where Noah Lyles has kept his Olympic sprint double dream alive by winning the men's 200 meters at the U.S. track trials with a blistering time of 19.53 seconds. This victory secures his spot in the Olympics, and he's looking to improve on his third-place finish from 2021. We'll dive deeper into Lyles' journey and what to expect in Paris. Lastly, the Texas Longhorns are projected to make history by qualifying for the first-ever 12-team college football playoff in 2024. Sporting News has them as the number 5 seed, and they're expected to host Memphis in the first round. We'll explore their road to the playoffs and how their QB Quinn Ewers is shaping up to be a top pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. Please stay tuned for detailed coverage of these exciting developments. Yahoo US reports that EA Sports is ramping up the excitement for the release of College Football 25 by revealing team rankings and trailers. Ohio State fans have been eagerly waiting to see where their team stands, and it's been revealed that the Buckeyes are ranked number 2 overall, just behind the Georgia Bulldogs. The top 10 teams also include Oregon, Alabama, Texas, Clemson, Notre Dame, LSU, Penn State, and Utah. EA Sports continues to tease more information as the release date approaches, ensuring fans stay on the edge of their seats. The Associated Press highlights a thrilling night at the U.S. track trials in Eugene, Oregon, where Noah Lyles kept his Olympic sprint double dreams alive by winning the 200 meters in 19.53 seconds, the fastest time in the world this year. Lyles, a 3-time world champion in the 200 meters, had to push hard to overtake Kenny Bednarik, winning by just 0.06 seconds. Arion Knighton, cleared to compete after a drug investigation, finished third. Lyles' victory came after battling depression during the Tokyo Games, where he finished third. Meanwhile, Tara Davis-Woodhall, America's top long jumper, had a dramatic final jump to secure her place in Paris, and Wayne Kalati won the 10,000 meters, completing a remarkable journey from seeking asylum in the U.S. to becoming an Olympian. Yahoo US also discusses the exciting changes in college football, particularly for the Texas Longhorns. With the introduction of the 12-team playoffs and Texas transitioning to the SEC, the Longhorns are poised for a significant season. Coming off a 12-win season and a Big 12 title, QB Quinn Ewers is expected to lead the team to new heights. Sporting News projects Texas as the number 5 seed in the playoffs, facing number 12 Memphis in the first round. The Longhorns are expected to advance to the Sugar Bowl and then the Orange Bowl semifinal, where they might face the Georgia Bulldogs. The article also mentions Oklahoma Sooners and Texas A&M's projected bowl game matchups, adding to the anticipation of an action-packed season. Yahoo US. The landscape of college football is on the brink of a significant transformation with the introduction of the 12-team playoff. This new era necessitates a rethinking of conference championship games, which traditionally determined who advanced to the playoffs. Instead of the typical SEC championship game format, a more inclusive approach could see the number 3 and number 4 teams battling it out, as seen in the hypothetical matchup between LSU and Ole Mississippi. This would not only increase the stakes for more teams but also add excitement and fairness to the playoff selection process. Reforming these championship games to focus on seeding rather than mere selection could ensure a more dynamic and inclusive playoff system, reflecting the evolving nature of college football. South China Morning Post. France is at a pivotal moment as voters head to the polls in a snap parliamentary election that could potentially install the far-right National Rally, RN, as the governing party for the first time since World War II. Marine Le Pen's party, known for its Eurosceptic and anti-immigrant stance, has surged in popularity, posing a significant challenge to President Emmanuel Macron's centrist alliance. With a high-spending economic agenda and strict immigration policies, an RN victory could drastically alter France's relationship with the EU and its stance on global issues like the Russia-Ukraine war. The electoral system's complexity means the final outcome will not be clear until July 7, but the potential for a major political shift is palpable, with the possibility of France moving from a pillar of the EU to a disruptive force. Associated Press. Within the Democratic Party, there's a growing unease about President Joe Biden's recent debate performance, which has sparked criticism and concerns about his ability to lead the party into the next election. During a private call, DNC Chairman Jamie Harrison attempted to downplay the significance of Biden's lackluster showing, offering an overly optimistic view that many felt ignored the gravity of the situation. This has led to increased calls from donors and party members for Biden to step aside in favor of a younger candidate. Despite this, Biden's closest allies, including Vice President Kamala Harris and Governors Gavin Newsom and Gretchen Whitmer, continue to support him. As the party awaits the first round of post-debate polling, the tension within the ranks highlights the precarious position Biden finds himself in as he seeks to reassure his base and maintain momentum against Republican frontrunner Donald Trump. Yahoo US. Kentucky has seen its share of notorious murder cases that have gripped the nation and led to significant legal changes. The disappearance of 12-year-old Ann Gottlieb in 1983 remains one of the state's biggest mysteries. Her bike was found abandoned at Bashford Manor Mall, and despite several strong suspects, no one has ever been charged. The case spurred the 1984 Missing Children's Assistance Act. In 2015, Crystal Rogers, a mother of 5, vanished, her car found abandoned with personal items inside. Her boyfriend, Brooks Houck, was named a suspect but only recently faced charges, along with Joseph Lawson. Donald Harvey, dubbed the Angel of Death, confessed to killing 37 people while working as a nurse's aide, making him one of the most infamous serial killers. Other notable cases include Mel Ignato, who escaped a murder conviction due to double jeopardy, and the tragic shooting of University of Kentucky football player Trent DeGiro, which led to a wrongful death lawsuit and a manslaughter conviction for Shane Ragland. South China Morning Post. Hong Kong Chief Executive John Lee Ka-chiu is focusing on revitalizing the economy and improving livelihoods as he enters his third year in office. With tourism as a key priority, the government aims to boost GDP and job opportunities by hosting mega events to attract high-value visitors. Despite reopening borders and implementing new measures like interim rental housing, the city faces challenges from mainland China's slowing growth and geopolitical tensions. Jewelry manufacturer Ricky Lam's experience highlights the impact of US-China trade tensions, as he had to relocate his factory to Thailand, only to face further uncertainty. The brain drain post-national security law saw thousands of Hong Kongers move abroad, but new talent schemes have brought in over 110,000 people, mostly from the mainland. Critics argue that relying on tourism may not be sufficient for long-term growth, and there is a need for more forward-thinking industrial policies. South China Morning Post. In South Korea, a new dating trend in dark cafes is gaining popularity, where young people meet in pitch-black rooms to connect through scent and conversation, rather than physical appearance. This method, favored by women aged 25 to 29 and men aged 30 to 34, aims to alleviate appearance anxiety and foster deeper connections. Participants choose a scent theme and engage in an hour-long conversation in darkness before deciding whether to meet in the light or exchange contact information. The trend counters the fast-paced, appearance-focused dating culture prevalent in South Korea and China. However, it has faced skepticism in China, with critics arguing that appearance still plays a crucial role in dating. Concerns about safety and the potential for exploitation have also been raised, highlighting the cultural differences in dating practices between the two countries. The Globe and Mail. French voters are heading to the polls in a snap parliamentary election that could potentially install the country's first far-right government since World War II. This unexpected development follows President Emmanuel Macron's centrist alliance being trounced in recent European elections by Marine Le Pen's National Rally, RN. Le Pen's anti-immigrant, Eurosceptic party, once considered a fringe group, now stands closer to power than ever before. Polls indicate a strong showing for the RN, with predictions suggesting it could secure an absolute majority. If this occurs, France could face a period of intense political turbulence, with Macron and Le Pen's protégé, Jordan Bardella, vying for influence. This potential shift could dramatically alter France's stance on European Union affairs and the Russia-Ukraine conflict, given Le Pen's historically pro-Russian sentiments and the RN's high-spending economic agenda aimed at reducing immigration. The election's outcome remains uncertain, with a complex electoral system and the possibility of split voting further complicating predictions. Yahoo US. The University of Southern California, USC, football team is grappling with a series of recruiting setbacks, highlighted by several decommitments that have dented the ranking of their 2025 recruiting class. These challenges underscore the notion that USC has yet to reclaim its status as an elite heavyweight program. One notable example is Corey Foreman, a highly touted recruit whose performance has fallen short of expectations. USC head coach Lincoln Riley hinted at the possibility of redshirting Foreman, indicating that he is not expected to make significant contributions to the defense this season. This situation serves as a reminder that high-ranking recruits do not always translate into on-field success. The Trojans' current recruiting woes are part of a broader narrative discussed in a recent segment on The Voice of College Football, where the implications of these decommitments and the future of USC's football program were explored in depth. The Toronto Star. Hurricane Beryl has intensified into a formidable storm as it moves toward the southeastern Caribbean, with forecasters warning it could become a major hurricane by the time it reaches Barbados. This rapid intensification is notable, as Beryl has already broken records by forming the farthest east in the tropical Atlantic in June, a feat not seen since 1933. With maximum sustained winds reaching 85 miles per hour, Beryl is expected to bring heavy rains, high surf, and storm surges to affected areas, prompting warnings and preparations across the Caribbean. Barbadian Prime Minister Mia Mottley has urged residents to take precautions, especially as the island hosts thousands of visitors for the 2020 World Cup cricket final. The storm's approach follows recent severe flooding in Trinidad and Tobago, adding to the region's weather-related challenges. As Beryl advances, Caribbean leaders are also monitoring another cluster of thunderstorms that could develop into a tropical depression, highlighting the ongoing threat of severe weather in the region. BBC. The recent election manifestos in England have been filled with promises to enhance the NHS, cut waiting lists, and modernise hospitals. Yet, there's a glaring omission: effective measures to prevent health issues before they escalate. With obesity and diabetes on the rise, and children increasingly requiring emergency dental care due to rotting teeth, experts argue that prevention is as crucial as treatment. Despite the evident health crisis, the term sugar appears a mere 2 times across the 5 main party manifestos. This is surprising given the public debates and initiatives, such as the 2018 sugar tax on soft drinks, which saw a 35% reduction in sugar content in beverages. While some policies like restricting unhealthy product promotions have been introduced, others have been postponed. The delay, announced by Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, was justified by the need to alleviate pressure on household budgets. However, the statistics remain grim, with a significant portion of the population classified as overweight or obese, and the financial burden on the NHS due to diabetes care skyrocketing. The narrative of patients like those in South Wales, who struggle with obesity-related health issues and face limited support, underscores the urgent need for a comprehensive, cross-government approach to tackle the nation's health challenges. Australian Broadcasting Corporation. Pride Month in the United States this year has been overshadowed by a record number of anti-LGBTQIA+ bills, with over 500 currently being monitored by the American Civil Liberties Union, ACLU. These bills, many of which target education and healthcare for transgender youth, have created an atmosphere of fear and uncertainty within the community. Big brands that once celebrated Pride have scaled back their support, and some local councils have refrained from displaying Pride flags. The rise in anti-LGBTQIA+ sentiment is attributed to a combination of increased visibility of LGBTQIA+ individuals and the influence of fundamentalist Christian voters. The Trump era marked the beginning of many of these measures, and the upcoming election could see further strengthening of these policies if he is re-elected. The impact on LGBTQIA+ youth is profound, with many experiencing poor mental health and considering suicide. The spread of anti-LGBTQIA+ rhetoric on social media and traditional media outlets has exacerbated the situation, leading to increased incidents of hate and discrimination. The global influence of these developments is a concern, with similar sentiments beginning to surface in countries like Australia. Vigilance and support for LGBTQIA+ rights remain crucial in combating this growing wave of intolerance. Washington Post. In a thrilling WNBA matchup, Aaliyah Edwards made a notable return from a back injury, impressing with 9 points and 7 rebounds for the Washington Mystics. Despite her efforts, the Mystics couldn't overcome the Las Vegas Aces, falling 88-77. Edwards' defensive prowess was tested against Aya Wilson, the 2-time WNBA MVP, who struggled initially but eventually contributed to the Aces' victory. The Mystics had a strong start, with Stephanie Dolson leading the team with 23 points and stellar 3-point shooting. However, the Aces' robust offense, led by Jackie Young and Chelsea Gray, proved too much in the second half. The Mystics' shooting faltered in the final quarters, and strategic changes by the Aces, including going smaller and disrupting Washington's plays, sealed their fate. The loss marks the second consecutive defeat for the Mystics as they head into a challenging stretch of 4 road games. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.